Shalom, shalom! I'm here today to show you our new calendars. We ran out of calendars this winter and we thought this is a great opportunity to do a new edition. If you're like me and still have one of our old calendars, this is one of the originals. I have just loved this thing to death. I have used it and used it and used it, and one of my friends told me that she has loved hers to death as well. And so it was just time to do a new calendar, and took advantage of the timing to create a whole new edition. So this is our Tabernacle Edition to go along with our new Tabernacle Study Guide. This is the Wheels of Time, the Camp and Tabernacle as designed. And in this study guide, we bring out the circuits of the heavens and how they coincide with Yahuwah's wheels of time that he set up with the camp and the tabernacle. Now, the camp and the tabernacle were set up to be not only a compass, but a calendar. And this is what we talk about in this study. And this is when I actually had kind of discovered that the shape of the tabernacle was more octagonal than rectangular. So check out our study. It's available on our website at remnantofthe.net and also on Amazon. So it does coincide with our calendar. And in our calendar, I have included some graphics from the book. So we start out with the frame being set up at the due east rising of the sun as per instructions of our Creator. Then we have the first quarter that we go through. And then this talks about the curtains and how they coincide with the human gestation period. And then our next quarter, this is the Holy of Holies and how the Holy of Holies, when using the cubit math, equals a solar year. And then our next quarter, this is courtyard math and how the courtyard worked out. And then here we are getting to our 12th month. And so this is where this calendar is a little different than others, because this calendar can be used perpetually. So when it's not a leap year on the Gregorian calendar, we use this first page. But the heavens do mark the leap years every 4 years. And surprisingly, it coincides with the Gregorian calendar. And when it is a leap year, we use this next page. And then we go back to month 1 and the week of creation. So it guides you along the way in that 12th month. So let's take a look at that 12th month for a minute. In our Creator's division of time, there are different circuits. Different lights do different things. We have a creation circuit. Day 1 of creation, 7 days to the Sabbath. Genesis 1 lays this week out. It gives us the formatting for a week, ending with the Sabbath. Now, Jubilees tells us there's 52 weeks in a year. What year would that be? Well, I guarantee that Enoch and Jubilees was written prior to the Julian calendar and way before the Gregorian calendar. So the only year that Jubilees can be even talking about is the creation year. And the creation cycle starts off our calendar. Day 1 of creation is the 29th day of the last month in the breakdown of the priestly cycle. Priestly cycle starts on day 4, when the lights were set into motion and we had the due east rising of the sun. So this is where the feasts are counted from, day 4, where the Sabbath is counted from day 1. 2 different cycles. So the Sabbath cycle, we're told, is 52 weeks. We count 52 weeks to the last Sabbath of the year, and that's where the creation cycle ends, and then begins anew again. And I know the Gregorian calendar kind of messes things up, because the Gregorian calendar is based on a solar cycle, and our solar cycle is longer than our creation cycle. So they have to be reckoned. And I think this is where people get confused because they want to reckon it during that creation week. But we're reckoning the creation with the solar, not the solar with the solar. 2 different cycles. So when we reckon the creation with the solar, we have these days that are out of time. They were made and created at the time of the flood. These extra days, days of sin, which is what Job actually refers to them as, is the day of sin. And this is the day out of time, where the solar is reckoned with the creation cycle. Okay? We can't go back into the creation cycle immediately. That's not where it fits. That would put the original Sabbath out of time. That would just make it out of its sequence. Because we have to have this sequence with the dew east rising on the 4th day. Okay? That follows the Genesis. Dew east rising, 4th day. This is our creation week. Then, because of the misaligned solar cycle, now we have these extra days on the solar cycle, this is where the solar cycle is reckoned at the last intercalary day. Now, Enoch tells us about all these different cycles. I know it gets confusing to try to understand these different cycles. He actually even tells us about the 3 cycles of the lunar that are used to track the Saros cycle, the eclipses, the lunar and solar eclipses. It takes 3 different lunar cycles and the leaps to determine in any particular circuit or cycle of time when eclipses are going to happen. And that was something I thought was pretty interesting when I first learned that. And Enoch actually gives us the math in that. But if you don't understand the cycles, then Enoch and Jubilees can be a little misleading. So we try to make it clear in this calendar on what is what. We have lots of scriptural references, feast days added in. Great little calendar, much like our first calendar. Hubby says he likes this font here a little better. He can see it, the days. This is the priestly days, and then we have the Gregorian dates as well. And that darn Gregorian calendar, it just messes everybody up. So we need to divorce our brains from that Gregorian calendar. So, but here it is, coincide with our new study, The Wheels of Time. Check them both out on our website and Amazon.com. Don't have the calendars on Amazon yet. Still trying to figure out how to do that. But do have my book up there. Okay? So we sure appreciate you and your support and all of the well wishes that we get for our ministry from all the emails and comments. We love you all, and we thank you for walking this walk with us. And as always, if you have any questions about the calendar or anything else that we put out there, feel free to email us at remnantofthelight@gmail.com. And until we meet again, I'm going to wish you shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.